one of the bigger political stories that I'm sure you're aware of and our viewers are sure aware of, as Charlie was live streaming last night with the Wisconsin election results, was unfortunately the Republican candidate didn't win. Now, the polling throughout the race was the Lib judge was 7% ahead, if not more, for even up to the day of the election. So obviously disappointing. Nobody's stoked about that. At the same time, Wisconsin's, interestingly enough, on their question 1, did, however, vote overwhelmingly 63% to 37% to have voter ID be codified in the state's constitution. Morgonn, help me make sense of this, because you got your super lib woke judge who's possibly going to gerrymander some of the congressional districts, but then also Wisconsin is doing what I think is a very, well, conservative but also just reasonable thing of saying, yeah, you need to show a photo ID when you vote, and now it's in the state constitution.
You know, as much as the left continues to become more radical, I think that voter ID laws is becoming increasingly more popular within the Democrats because they see what has gone on in our country over the last 4 years. So while they still are probably fiscally more Democratic than conservative, they can still support some kind of law like implementing voter ID at the polls, which truly is common sense. So I think this is more of those Democrats that, you know, maybe want a lefty judge in there. They don't want someone who has super conservative ideals, but they can get behind certain legislation that conservatives support. And I think this also continues to show how our country is continuing to move in a conservative, right-leaning direction, especially when it comes to certain issues.
Yeah, this one seems to be like a slam dunk across the board. Yeah, you probably should have to prove that you can vote before you vote. Hayley, so a lot was made during this specific election of Elon Musk, the richest man in the world, is spending millions of dollars in Wisconsin. And that's true, but at the same time, the libs spent just as much money, if not more. I probably should have had all the figures here, but $100 million was spent. That means, okay, so let's just say Elon spent $20 million. And again, that's, you know, his money. He can do whatever he wants with it. But okay, somebody spent $80 million. Why is it that for some reason conservatives are the one getting hit with the, wow, you're trying to spend money on elections or buy seats, when the libs are also spending massive amounts of money?
Well, it's because Elon Musk is their favorite scapegoat right now. And I've even seen some conservatives say, well, maybe we shouldn't have put Elon Musk out there to campaign in Wisconsin on Sunday ahead of the election. He can't be the favorite scapegoat of both sides. It's not Elon Musk's fault, to your point about fundraising. I mean, he could do whatever he wants with this money. He was even handing out $1 million checks to incentivize voting, in-person voting, if you will. I don't think this had really anything to do with Elon Musk. I think this had more to do with the fact that Trump's name wasn't on the ballot. And I think Republicans have to do a better job of getting excited about some of these local elections and state elections and Supreme Court elections, because they really do matter to put Trump's agenda across the finish line. And we failed short on this one.
Yeah, that is a big thing and going to be a big thing in the future, making sure the enthusiasm is still there, even if President Trump is not on the ticket.